Oh boy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Colin's Corner. Episode number 23, I believe, at this point. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff before the whole thing, but mostly subscribe. Go ahead. Secondly, look at this shirt, all right? You can't tell me that the first thing you didn't think of when you saw the shirt was, man, what is he wearing? It looks like a bathrobe. Like, if you look closer, like, look at this. Kind of looks like a bathrobe. I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm saying, it looks like a bathrobe, but it's comfortable and it's fashionable. And my brother doesn't think so, but I do. And other people have told me it's cool. So, anyways, we're here. Episode 23. We're doing it. Please welcome in Wally. Round of applause for Wally. Yay. Okay. Anyways, I was having a conversation last night with my best friend, and I had basically just kind of let out a lot of emotion that I was just kind of like holding in for a while that I couldn't get out for whatever reason. And I was talking about all these different things, all these things I was having trouble with, all these things that were going on in my head, all these thoughts I was having, all this stuff. And I was just kind of like letting it all out, airing it out, And he told me, he said, Colin, you got to realize that this is the storm. He reminded me of a Bible story of Peter walking on water, right? Or Jesus walking on water, and then and Peter. All the disciples were in a boat. There was a storm, and Jesus. There was a man walking on the water. All the disciples said, "Oh my goodness! There's a man walking on water in this storm. What's going on?" And Peter said, "That's Jesus. It's Jesus. I know that's Jesus. I'm going to go walk out to him." They're like, "You're crazy." And Jesus says, "Peter, it's me. You can come to me. You can walk on the water. Just focus on me." Peter's walking on the water. He's focused on Jesus. And then he gets scared, and then he looks at the storm, and then he starts to drown. My friend told me, he said, "You're starting to drown. You're starting to focus on the storm instead of all the amazing things you have, instead of Jesus, instead of God," which is that's my belief system. And that's what you have to be careful of in life. Taking this from a non-religious perspective, is that you have to focus on everything but the storm. The devil wants you, whatever the evil force is in your life, wants you to be focusing on things, negative thought patterns, negative behaviors, all that stuff. The devil, and I'm just going to say the devil, so bear with me here because including literally every belief system is super hard. So saying the devil is something everyone understands. The devil doesn't want you to win. He doesn't want you to focus on all your blessings. He doesn't want you to focus on all the positive things. He doesn't want you to focus on the fact that you might be struggling in one area, but have hundreds of different things around you that are amazing. I might be anxious about something, but that doesn't mean that I can't celebrate the fact that I'm really happy and excited about doing this thing, or I'm grateful for all these other things that I have, even though this thing's not going well. I was focusing too much on the storm. You can't focus on the storm. You focus on the storm. You focus on all the terrible things going on, all the negative things going on. You focus on what you can't control, and then you end up drowning, right? Because if you're in the pool and you're focused, instead of focusing on swimming, you're focused on everyone else around you and what they're doing, you're going to drown. You're going to sink. You can't float. You can't hold your, like you can't tread water. And you don't want to be treading water. You want to be swimming. You want to be going. You want to be in your rhythm, right? But we focus on the storm. We focus on all the things that consume us. And we don't let ourselves enjoy and appreciate all the amazing things we have. We focus on all the things that are going wrong. And the days fly by. And we start to drown. And we start to sink. And we start to fall. That's why we need to focus on God. On the good things. On all the blessings we have. That's what we need to do. It's so easy to get into negative thought patterns. It's so easy to start sinking. It's so easy to start drowning in all these, drowning in your problems, drowning in, all this terrible stuff, and then you self-medicate, because you consume yourself by thinking about all these things. And then you start, you falling back into these patterns that aren't good for you because you get overwhelmed. So you go back to what's comfortable, to what gives you pleasure. It reminds me of Avengers Endgame, where Iron Man, Tony Stark, is talking to Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange can see the future. And Tony says, so, how do we make it out of here? And Doctor Strange says, well, I see a million possibilities, and there's only one or two of them in which we make it out alive. And Tony says, well, what happens? And Doctor Strange tells him he can't tell him. If we think about, oh my goodness, fly. If we think about, oh no, Wally. Holy crap, everything's falling around here. If we think about all the things that could happen, and this is something I do all the time, I think so much that I think ahead to every single thing that could happen, every possibility in a situation. I think about all that. And then I lose sight of what's actually happening. I lose sight of what I actually have. I actually have some amazing people around me. I actually have some amazing things. I'm actually doing some amazing things. But instead of focusing on those things, I focus on all the things that could happen. No amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that will happen. The more you sit there and think, the more time you waste. The less productive you are. Because if you're constantly thinking about every single possible scenario to a situation, you consume yourself and you start drowning. And you don't want to drown. We got to focus on the positive. We got to focus on the good. And we need to try and fix the bad, but we can't consume ourselves with the bad. So, anyway, that's what I have to say. Thank you to my friend for having that conversation with me. Thank you to Wally for being here for me, my emotional support animal. I love Wally. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching this. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next Colin'S Corner.